Oh, good?
Yes.
Oh my god, okay.
Hi.
Hi. Welcome to Behind the Counter, everybody.
Our second episode.
Oh my god.
The first one was kind of crazy.
It was a
little
mess.
crazy.
We had trouble editing it and uploading it,
Yeah.
but we did it. And we're here today.
Took a little bit. Took a few days.
Yeah.
We didn't know what we were doing. We still don't.
So, today we are going to dig deep into the dark side of the world's most beloved beverage, everybody. And that is coffee, right? I'm Grace.
Oh, I'm Autumn.
Yeah, she forgot for a second. That's okay.
I forgot for a second.
She forgot who she was.
Fine.
We do that from time to time.
I'm always dissociating, so it's okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Each week, we are going to be brewing up some stories of crime, conspiracy, everything from shady dealings in the coffee industry to bizarre criminal cases fueled by caffeine. So we're going to be serving up the kind of stories you won't find on your average menu. So grab your favorite brew, sit back, and join us as we explore the mysteries brewing behind the counter. Ooh.
That was spooky.
Wasn't it?
It
Kind
was
of
so spooky.
ominous and whatnot.
Cora did tell me that here there's like a little ghost boy.
Oh,
And she's like, yeah, you know, because we were casually talking about like ghosts and stuff.
yeah.
And she's like, yeah, like the little boy who's here. And I'm like,
What little?
who?
Yeah.
Who? I don't know him. Like, is she friends with him? Does she have his number? Like, who? Who is that?
So everyone
Does he work here?
allegedly, besides me and Autumn, has
Oh,
seen
it's so tilted.
the ghost. Autumn's having some technical difficulties. Bear with
Why
us.
is it tilted?
You have to tighten the bottom, I think. Okay, so everybody, I've been anticipating today, waiting, because last night I was gathering some stuff to talk about today, and Autumn texts me and tells me she's watched 2 seasons of something I've been telling her to watch forever.
I really hope it's something that you actually have watched, but you've told me to watch it a few times.
I must have.
Like, you know how we will give each other music and like movies and shows?
Yes.
It's always been in that list.
Okay.
And then everyone has always told me to watch it. Sorry, I'm a little sick. I'm getting over a cold, so I sound a little stuffy.
Yes.
But yeah, so I finally, like, when I was laying on the couch because I've been sick, and I was like, I'm just gonna watch this because everyone's been telling me to watch it. And yeah, so the main girl, I want you to guess what it is.
Okay.
My voice is so crazy right now, but her eyebrows are like super thin back. She's not really like the main girl. It's a guy. It's about him.
Right.
But she's in it, and she's.
Are you talking about Rosa?
No. Oh, no, I love that show. I've seen that. Yeah, I remember when that
Okay.
first came out.
Okay.
No, it's so good. The girl is gorgeous, but she's a detective, and he works with the police.
You're talking about Sherlock?
No. Oh, I love Sherlock. No. It's Lucifer. Do you know what I mean? Do you know what I'm saying?
Right.
Do you know what I'm saying?
Yes.
Her eyebrows.
So, you're talking about Chloe.
Yeah. She's gorgeous.
Oh my God. Detective.
She's gorgeous.
I love it.
Gorgeous, gorgeous, gorgeous. But her eyebrows make
Her
it.
lips bother me.
Oh, yeah. They're like, aren't they like pointy?
They're very pointy.
Yeah.
When she cries, her lips get puffy, so they just are like a bow and arrow.
I just noticed her eyebrows because it makes her face like not move because her eyebrows are so long and thin.
Well, she probably has Botox as well.
Maybe.
That's my thoughts.
Yeah. I like looked into this on Reddit because I'm like, what is up with her eyebrows? And everyone agrees.
Really?
She's so pretty though.
I did the same thing with the Vampire Diaries. I said that with a country accent. The Vampire Diaries. Bonnie, her jaw
Oh my God, her mouth.
is so crooked.
I don't know what it is. This is so mean because she's so pretty and I love her character.
Yeah.
But her mouth, I don't even want to say it. It reminds me of like a bulldog mouth.
Underbite?
Yeah.
Yeah.
She's so pretty though. And her character is amazing.
She is.
She's a good actress. She's
Yeah.
in other stuff too.
Yeah.
But
Oh my
I don't know what
gosh.
it is.
So
I think it's-
season 2. So what's going on?
so I like the mom is there and she's in like the hot girl Charlotte or whatever. And
Oh.
yeah, so I think, I don't even know. I guess, like, right now, like, someone bought Lux, and he's, like, gonna get evicted. And then I fell asleep during the episode after that because I was sleepy, but.
Oh my god, that's such a... I just actually rewatched it. They just finished up that show last year.
Yeah.
What an ending, everybody.
But also, like, I heard that the second half of that show, like, people hate because I
Really?
guess, like, everyone is saying that. Like,
I didn't.
yeah, everyone's like, oh, it gets so bad after, like, season 3, season 4. And I've skipped episodes.
You know why they say that?
Why?
Because...
Well, you can tell me, can you?
I can in a way.
Okay.
Because the pining, either way,
For her-
whether
for
they
her.
end up together or not,
Yeah, it's over
the
with and
pining,
it's set.
it's end.
Okay.
It ends eventually, and people don't like that when the whole point is the cat and mouse game,
Yeah.
and he's trying to get her bad the whole time.
Draws you in a little bit. You're like,
It draws
I
you
wanna watch
in,
it, see what
and once
happens.
that cat and mouse game is either drawn out for so long or it's over with,
Yeah.
because you've already seen it's been like back and forth the whole time since the episode 1.
Yeah.
So either they end up together or they don't, or they end up dating other people and breaking up and getting back together. Whatever the situation is, it's people. I think that's why,
Yeah.
because it's very repetitive and like they're doing cases and stuff.
I did like
but
skip around too because I was like, she has to know. She also pisses me off because he's like telling her, he's like, hey, like, I am the devil, and I get it, like, because he could be showing her his true face like he did Linda. Second best character, I think. I don't know who
I need to look something up.
okay, but but I was researching. I was like, when does he actually like show her his face? And I watched that episode, and she's like, like she's like
She gets
so
upset.
Like, girl, he's been telling you.
The thing is though, is would you believe someone?
I don't know, maybe. I don't
And
know.
it's so hard because I feel like she knew it.
Yeah, she had like
She knew it.
assumptions. I mean, not assumptions. She was questioning. She was really questioning because even from like the first episode, she was questioning and asking questions. I think she knew it, maybe didn't want to accept it.
Yeah.
But also like how he's like vulnerable around her.
That's exactly what I was Googling. I was like, when does he find out that he's vulnerable around her? Because that's...
Well, it's kind of obvious because, like, when she's there, I think that was early season 2 or, like, late season 1.
Early season 1. It was
Oh,
season 1,
really?
episode 4, when they found out that he could get hurt with her around.
Oh, I think they found out that it was, like, her thing, though.
Did the angel
Later
wing
on.
thing happen yet?
That was in season 1, I think. Like, with the cutoff, like, the...
Yeah, but obviously, like, he cut off his wings, and that was it with his wings.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh.
That's not a spoiler.
I think he should get them back, but, yeah.
You think he should get them
I
back?
think he should get them back. It's part of him. He needs
Would
to
it-
accept it.
What difference would it make, though?
I don't know. It's just who he is. It's a part of who he is. It's like cutting off...
Do you think, like, they can, like, teleport with their wings, or, like...
Yeah, like, what? I don't know. That's what I'm assuming.
Amenadiel
Can they fly? I'm assuming they can
Amenadiel
fly.
can teleport.
Yeah.
Would Lucifer be able to teleport with his wings?
That's what I'm assuming, because he's, like, stuck there.
But he wants to be there.
Yeah, he does. But, like, could he teleport, like, on Earth? Like,
So
I'm saying, do you know what I'm
excited
saying?
for
Like,
you to
he probably
watch
can
this.
teleport on Earth and not just have to ride around. I
Yeah.
feel like sometimes he likes doing that, though, because, like, he's there forever. He literally has his whole, like, he's never gonna die. He's immortal. So, obviously, if he has to, like, go into a car and drive somewhere, it's probably, like, so fun for him, or he just doesn't care.
Exactly.
So he's not, like, in a rush to do anything.
He, like, collects cars and stuff,
Yeah.
too. Like, that's his
So,
thing.
like, maybe, I don't know. But, yeah.
That's his thing.
I really liked the episode where he was, like, trying to, like, he was following Dan around. Because Dan is,
Detective
like...
Douche.
Yeah, and then what did he say? Douchifer? Douchifer. But he was, yeah, that was my favorite. Because that character is in True Blood, and he's, like, one of my favorite
Oh my
characters in
God.
True Blood. And he plays, like, he's dating this one guy from True Blood. He's, like, a main character.
He reminds me of a kangaroo.
I love him so much.
Dan?
Why? Yeah.
Okay.
But you need maybe
Watch
it's because
True
I
Blood.
watched True Blood first, and I'm like, oh, I love
See,
him so
it's
much.
just a horny Vampire Diaries.
Yeah, basically.
Hornier.
But it's pretty good.
Avery watched it.
It's
I'll
pretty
try
good.
it. I'll watch it.
It is like there's a lot in there. They have everything in it, but it's really good story. I mean, and it's not like there's like more to the main character than like other movies, and you know what I mean?
Yeah, no, I get it.
She has her own thing that she doesn't know. She learns, and then
like she has like the blood, and they
Mhm.
can like smell it or something, or she like
Yeah.
empowers them or something.
She doesn't know about it, and he
Yeah.
finds out like the vampire. It's good.
Okay, so one last
Yeah.
question before we wrap up the Lucifer talk. So you've heard about the Palmetto case.
Yeah, like Malcolm and everything.
What do you know about the Palmetto case? Just that it happened?
So I'm confused because I know that
It was Dan's partner.
yeah, well Dan wasn't his partner at that time, but I know Dan
Oh, he wasn't.
was like involved.
And someone was in a coma.
Yeah, and then like got revived or whatever. Like had by Amenadiel. Amenadiel, is that his name? Amenadiel, the angel.
What do you?
He got
But was in a
brought him
coma.
back to life. Yeah.
Yeah,
So that was crazy.
and that was that.
Yeah.
So obviously they don't leave that, and they dive further into the Palmetto case and everything. And when you get to that spot, that's something I want to talk about.
Wait, really? Because he like now he's not a detective. He like got he got demoted.
Dan.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he's like following. I want to keep saying Clark because of the 100, but it's
Clark.
not Clark.
No.
They don't even look alike. They're just blonde and they have eyebrows.
The C name.
Yeah, probably. And they're both like very strong characters.
They are. Yeah. Sometimes you can't stand them.
Yeah.
But yeah, so they don't leave that, like, because everybody hates the main girl because of the case for some reason, and Dan is like trying to dig more into it, I think, or she is, and she was digging too deep into it or something, and people were getting upset. I don't know. That's just the basics.
I don't remember exactly what happened because I was also sick when I was watching it, and I like kept going I kept falling asleep.
Basically what happened was there was a case and a police officer got shot and was paralyzed and or not paralyzed, but he's been in a coma ever since then, and people are mad at Chloe because she was involved in that case somehow. Like she blamed the cop and said that he was a bad guy, and so everybody hates her because she's saying the cop's a bad guy. And he's in a coma.
So can't really defend himself.
Exactly. So people hate her for that. But what's crazy is things start popping up and you learn more about that case and everything that actually happened that night, and it changes your perspective on the whole show. So I'm excited for you to see that.
I'm scared.
It is so cool. I wonder when that happens.
I just hit my microphone. Is that like... I don't know, because I'm like almost done with season 2, I think. I think I'm like almost at the episode where like they kiss for the first time or something. Because I Googled it.
Right, of course you did.
I literally go.
Okay.
I needed to know.
You don't find out anything that's like Crazy Boots until season 5,
But
episode
it
14.
It sucks because I can't even hear that because there's so many episodes, which I love shows that do that. But I hate when there's like so many episodes because I'm like, I'm never gonna. It gets kind of repetitive sometimes.
Well, if you ever get bored, let me know and I will tell you all the good stuff that happens.
Okay. I'll just skip a little bit.
Yeah.
Be like, hey, what happened?
Yeah.
All right.
Okay.
Okay. Well, thank you.
You're welcome. Thank you for starting it because I love it.
Yeah. I didn't want to, and I've like thought about it a few times, and I'm like, I don't know, because this is a big show. I don't know if I'm gonna have like the time or if I'm gonna be invested. And I was like, I'm gonna do it.
It's such a
It's really
silly
good.
show, though.
It is.
So it's
I like
easy
it.
to like sit down and watch an episode of, I guess, or keep it on the background if you need to.
Yeah.
I almost burped.
I think. Oh, sorry. One more thing. I think Maze is my favorite character.
Maze is awesome, and she is always awesome.
Yeah. And
I love.
is it Linda?
Well, I do love Linda.
Yeah.
But I absolutely adore Trixie.
Oh, I see. I was gonna say that first.
Trixie's the
Trixie.
best.
The little baby girl.
Yeah, she's
But
so fun.
I was gonna say that because she just like does not give a shit.
Oh my god.
She's like, hey.
Have you met the forensic scientist?
Oh, I love her too.
What's her name?
Oh, it's Ella.
Ella.
Is it?
It is
Okay.
Ella. Ella Torres is her name. I love Ella. I think she's actually one of my favorites, and she's super religious and everything, and that's what makes it so interesting.
Yeah, I like her.
So you're like on the edge of your seat because you're
That's like because I was looking into like getting into. Well, I was getting. Hello, I can't even talk. I wanted to do something with like forensics, like in real life, and I was like, oh, that's kind of fun. Like, I don't know. And she's like so positive about it. I'm like, that's kind of cool.
Yeah.
I feel like that's how I would be. Like, okay, guys, let's have fun. I don't know.
right. Like it is what it is. Let's figure it
Have
out.
a good time while we're working, even though it's awful. I don't know.
Yeah, that's. I mean, you have to. I think.
Mhm.
Otherwise, you can't stay in that job if you don't enjoy it.
Yeah. Yeah. I don't know. Okay. Wait. So your story, your crime story, is about coffee.
My crime story is about coffee, but I think,
You're gonna do the other one first,
yeah,
which I don't know what it is. I know, like, I have an idea.
10-cent beer night.
Yeah.
Yeah, so I don't have to do it if you aren't that interested in
No,
it.
you can do it.
But it is I read it to my dad and he was laughing.
Okay, so I thought it was something that happened to you, but it was something that you read.
No, this is something that happened in Cleveland
Okay.
at a baseball game.
Okay.
It is one of the craziest sports stories ever
Okay.
in the
I'm
history
scared.
of sports. It's so crazy.
All
So we're going to get into that.
Okay. We got it.
All right, everyone. Today we are going to be diving into one of the most glorious disasters in sports history.
Oh boy.
Okay, so forget about the Super Bowl upsets and the malice at the palace. We're going to be talking about the night Cleveland said, let's sell beer for 10 cents and see what happens.
When was that?
We'll get into that. We'll get into that.
So sorry.
No, you're good.
So sorry.
I will tell you.
Okay.
Spoiler alert, it went exactly how you think it would. So quick history check. This wasn't just any night in Cleveland. This was 1974 Cleveland, which at the time was basically America's version of Gotham City, but with more rust. So that was good, right? It was literally Gotham City, but just
no.
rustier.
Still
So, and you're going to
confusing.
like this bit. You're going to like this bit, okay? The steel industry that held the economy together was collapsing. Jobs were disappearing faster than beers at this game, and the Cuyahoga River had literally caught on fire.
Oh yeah.
Like,
yeah, I did.
an actual fire.
Yep.
So,
She does that sometimes.
yeah, just dumping garbage in there and,
Yeah.
you know,
She does her best.
yeah. So during this time, people were pissed and broke. So when the Indians said, hey, come to the game and get a beer for 10 cents, people said, this is the only therapy I can afford right now. It wasn't just about the beer, though. It was about rage, pride, and union stress and 70s mustaches. It was like a blue-collar pressure cooker. And then someone just turned the dial to cheap alcohol and just walked away.
Wait, you're reading a story. You're reading a story. Because I forgot you were reading a story and I was like, what are you doing?
It's a good
I
little.
was literally going, I was like, how are you doing this so good?
How am I doing it so good?
It's so funny.
Good. Okay. Oh my God. I'm so happy you're enjoying it. Okay. So, June 4th, 1974, the Cleveland Indians were playing the Texas Rangers. Now, I'm going to address this now. For the context of the story, during this time, they were considered the Indians, not the Guardians. I'm just going to be referring to them as the Indians for the story. So, over 25,000 people showed up, nearly triple their normal crowd during this time, and beer was a dime, okay? Adjusted for inflation, that's like handing someone a beer for making eye contact. So, once again, 10 cents a beer. But here's the kicker. There was a limit of 6 beers per purchase, but no limit on how many times you could go back.
That's 60 cents.
That's 60 cents, but you can get back in
Yeah.
line
And get 6 more?
and 6 more.
Oh my god.
So imagine a line of shirtless dudes, each holding 6 beers, and getting back in line like it's a Disneyland ride, but for bad decisions. Oh my god.
The laugh, I just laughed.
The laugh you laugh.
The laugh I laughed.
It's good. It's good. And we're not even at the story yet, guys. This is the intro.
Why is it funny?
It's so funny.
I like this person.
It got so crazy that the workers abandoned their posts.
Yeah, that's valid.
So, picture this. It's mid-game. People are sloshed. And chaos starts slow, okay? A few streakers ran onto the field. One guy slid into second base fully nude, skin to dirt, zero protection.
During the game.
During the game, the man has rug burn scars and no regrets, okay? And then it got worse. The beer vendors just started walking off, like I said. They were done. There was too many people. There was too much aggression, which led to the most Cleveland moment of all time. Fans jumping behind the beer trucks and pouring their own beers. That's right. It went full DIY.
Yeah. You have to at that point.
When someone abandons their post because you're being too aggressive and drunk, you take over like Germany. But Germany was also taken over, keep in mind.
Yeah. Bitch.
Yeah, bitch.
Oh, no.
Okay. So, people were just helping themselves. Some even were taking full kegs. And one guy tried to roll a keg out of the stadium like it was a beach ball. Like, the taps flowed like the Cuyahoga River, which was ironically also flammable. It didn't take long for the crowd to turn either, so the crowd was getting pretty rowdy with each other. Fights were breaking out in the stands, and then suddenly it was Armageddon. People were chucking hot dogs at players, throwing chairs, and I'm pretty sure someone brought firecrackers.
Oh, no.
Nothing says...
Imagine trying to play baseball to get to the World Series? You're just trying to play. Is that it? World Series?
Yeah.
Yeah. Imagine just trying to play. And you're like, this is
Boom,
important.
boom, boom, hot dog, hot dog. WWE style with the chairs, like...
Oh my god, I'd be so mad.
Oh, yeah, it was insane. And, like, during this time, tensions were high, you know? But nothing says go team like a mini explosion in the stands. A few bases were stolen, literally. People were literally stealing the base plates. It's snowing.
It's snowing right now.
What the hell?
Well, we are in Ohio. But
OH.
I don't want to be Aaron.
I had to do that a million times. Every time I go to a show, they always do the OH.
Yeah.
So,
He does that in the coffee shop
yeah.
every morning.
For Ohio State games and stuff, usually. Eventually, the Indians tied the game, which triggered a 19-year-old fan, Terry Urick, to run onto the field and steal a Rangers player's hat. That, of course, was the final straw. Burroughs, the Ranger player, kicked Terry, who dropped the hat and fell in the process. Now, the Texas Rangers manager, Billy Martin, thought that Burroughs was being attacked. So the manager and the rest of the team ran out onto the field with bats. This led to a full-blown riot. Hundreds of fans stormed the field. We're talking Lord of the Flies meets MLB Live. Like, thousands of people. Hundreds, thousands. Like, it was covered in fans. So now it's like war. Players versus fans. Baseball bats out like a weird historical reenactment of West Side Story. Now, you may be thinking... No, you're good.
Oh my
It's
God,
funny,
this
it's
is
funny.
crazy.
It's horrible, but it's funny. And now you may be thinking, where are the Cleveland players during all of this? Well, they were helping the Rangers fight off their own fans. One Cleveland player, Tom Hilgendorf, was hit in the head with a folded chair, WWE style.
Tom Hilgendorf?
Hilgendorf.
Oh.
Don't know who he is. Wasn't around for this, but he
Go
was
Rangers.
smashed with
Oh
that
my
chair.
God.
Yeah. It was a unity moment.
I'd be so mad.
Yeah. He was like trying to like help too and like calm everybody down, and the guy
He just got smashed.
people were so messed up they didn't even know what was going on. They were just hitting each other.
That's crazy.
Yeah.
That's so crazy.
The game was finally called a forfeit. It wasn't canceled, it was called a forfeit.
So is that...
A forfeit means
It
like
just
we
cancels
give
out.
up.
Oh.
because
For
they
both teams or just Cleveland?
I think it was just Cleveland, but I could be wrong.
So did they
maybe
lose?
because forfeit. I think one team has to forfeit. I think they did technically lose that game because they forfeited. I could be wrong. I just started getting into baseball, but so here's the stats here. There were at least 3 confirmed fully nude streakers doing full laps across the field, and another tried to scale the outfield wall and face planted. So, art. Beautiful. 9 people were arrested, which feels so low. Like, that number should have had a comma in it. How were only 9 people arrested?
Yeah, that's crazy.
The field looked like the aftermath of a monster truck rally. And the moral of the story is, don't underestimate what Midwesterners will do for a cheap beer and a chance to yell. And also, maybe just don't host a drink until you drop event at a sporting match, unless it's bowling. Bowling feels safer, right?
Yeah.
Remember to drink responsibly, or at least don't streak across a Major League Baseball field. Please, I'm begging you, don't do that.
So that happened one time ever.
Once.
Yeah, that's good.
Because they were trying to get people to come to this game, and
they did.
And the economy was so horrible. People were broke and sad and depressed. And they were like, hey, come to this game and you'll get 10-cent beers. And people were like, hell yeah.
That's crazy. Imagine, okay, so forfeiting. If you do lose, if you just lose, that sucks. What if the teams were just waiting to see who would forfeit first? You know what I mean?
That's true. Let's see. Who forfeited the 10-cent beer night?
That's crazy that
The
it's
Cleveland
a thing.
Indians forfeited their game.
I'd be so mad. But wait, so if they lived in Cleveland too,
In
in
favor.
the area, you'd think that they'd be mad too.
Yeah. Yep. But
What if
they're
they would've
at
started,
Cleveland though.
Mm-hmm.
So it's the Cleveland's responsibility with their fans and everything. And so it says the chief umpire, Nestor Chilak, declared the game a forfeit in favor of the Rangers due to the uncontrollable behavior of the fans. It was tied 5-5, bottom of the 9th. So that's the end of the game. Bottom of the 9th is
Just had 5-5.
the end of the game.
Isn't that super low
5-5?
for baseball? Or is
No,
it,
that means 5 people ran. Sometimes it's 0 to 5, or it could be higher, but no, typically it's around that.
That's crazy.
Yeah, so they could have won this game, or they would have gone an extra inning, it seems, depending on how it would have went. But that was the end of the game, and they had to give it up because it just got too crazy.
That sucks. I'd be so mad at my
Yeah.
fans. I mean, I get it though. Why would you? Because how much was beer back then? It's not like it was 100 years ago.
Get this, though. It says the Indians held another 10-cent beer night a month later, but with limits on how many beers each fan could buy.
And how did that go? Was that okay?
I guess it was fine.
That's so crazy.
How much was a beer in 1974?
I'm gonna take my hair.
It was average cost of $2.30 for an average 6-pack was $2.30.
10 cents compared to that though.
For a dime.
Yeah.
And then eventually it was free. Because everybody left their posts, people were just going back there and fucking doing keg stands.
Yeah. Okay, if you were there during that time,
Yeah.
would you have been doing that too?
No.
No.
If I am who I am today, no. I probably would have gotten so scared and left.
Yeah. I'm thinking if I was younger, 21-year-old Autumn would have been oh hell yeah, this is so fun. But now I'm no, I'm just gonna, I don't know. That's crazy.
Yeah, I don't even drink, really, so I can't imagine getting sloshed and then beating up professional MLB players.
Also, they're strong. They work out.
They
It's
have
their
metal
job to be
bats.
fit, and they can throw. Their arms are strong. They know how to, I'm sure they know how to knock someone out.
Yeah,
If they
and
have
they
to.
did.
That's so crazy.
Yeah.
Yeah, that's crazy.
That's the story of 10-cent beer night, though. Welcome to Major League Baseball. I was going to say basketball.
Major League Basketball.
Major League BBL.
BBL.
That. Have you ever seen Noel?
Baby Lion.
Big Christmas?
Baby Lion, BBL.
He's got a badonka donk.
Baby Lion.
Baby Lion, BBL, Baby Lion.
Who? Chris?
Big
Who's
Christmas. It's Noel. I don't know his first name.
Big Christmas. Okay. All right. So. Oh, I'm starting. Okay. So.
If you want, I can introduce it.
So I'm gonna be doing. This isn't gonna be perfect because we're new at doing this, and I really like cults, and I feel like I don't like them. They're very fascinating.
Right.
They're fascinating to learn about, and I feel haven't you know about like Jonestown, which is crazy.
I know about the one where they drank the Kool-Aid.
That's Jonestown, and there was like
Okay.
900 people.
Yeah,
And
there was like
crazy.
recordings and stuff from
Mhm.
inside, and there was like a standoff with the police. Or is that a different one?
I think. Oh, that
At
was
like a church.
That was before they died. I think there was like a.
Yeah.
No, standoff with the police. Is that Waco?
That might be Waco.
Where they
It
had
was
all
like
the
a
guns and like.
yes.
But they were kind of like. I feel like that wasn't really like a cult. It kind of was.
like a regime.
They had like their own little community, and then I don't think it
That's
was like
cult
properly.
still.
Yeah, but it wasn't
'Cause, like, you're
anything
willing-
bad. It was kind of like like being Amish.
They
I
were
don't know. They had illegal guns and weapons, but they weren't even doing and they could have like went out, shot up people, but they stayed there. They stayed in there, like they had like I don't remember what it was. They had like a big building or something that they lived in.
It was a church, I think.
And they had their community there. And like they didn't really I think they got caught because one of the guys was like someone had like I don't remember how it even became a thing. I think the main guy was like he had a warrant or like someone gave him like I don't know, someone had contacted the police about him, but I know that they had a lot of weapons that they weren't really supposed to have. And they were like building weapons. They had like a little army going on. Like I'm pretty sure like kids had guns, like the wives had guns, everyone had a gun. Come out, you're born, you have a gun, first day being alive. But I think like
Yep, it was Bureau of Alcohol, Tobacco, Firearms, and Explosives.
yeah,
They raided the compound
and then it was like
for
a month, wasn't it?
it was an issued warrant for weapons violations.
Yeah, and then it like went on for like a month. They went there, and then I guess like they got shot at, which is not good. Or maybe something happened. I know the cameraman was involved, the reporter.
I think it was months.
Maybe it was like 3 months. Or it
That's
was, like,
exactly what I'm
9
thinking
like
because it said
60 or something.
February.
I think it was
Yeah,
like
51 days, February 28th to April 19th.
Which is, I mean, like, I don't know if they were doing anything else. That's pretty bad. I'm not gonna say it's not bad.
But like, why
But-
have a standoff?
But also, why do you have that many guns?
For what? Yeah, what were you doing?
Yeah. So I get it. Like, I'm like, okay, that's not legal, and you're gonna get in trouble. Like, you need to follow the laws.
Right.
But they did have, like, their own little community. And I think that, like, I don't know, they went about it the wrong way, not the people.
It was a cult. Law enforcement officials.
I think the law enforcement, this is going to be, like, crazy, but I think they went about it the wrong way. Because they all, like, or unless it was the cameraman, the reporter, he, like, went there. That's the reason they found out, because they were trying to, like, be, like, smooth and hide and, like, I don't know, they ended up getting found out, so then it started, like, a shoot-off.
The cult members also started fire.
First.
Yeah.
Okay, that's what I thought. But I think someone, like, tipped them off, or some, oh, yeah. So one of them was, mailman, and, like, they were asking around, and then the mailman who happened, I don't know, I didn't think that they went out in the community, but he also, like, was a mailman. But the police asked him, or whoever it was, and then he, like, went back home, reported it, and then they were ready. But then, like, I don't know, it could have been handled very differently, I think. because a lot of people died.
I agree, especially because it was a cult. Like, you gotta think that, like...
They're gonna be, like, up in arms, ready to fight, not wanting to hear the other side.
Historically, it doesn't end well.
Yeah. Like, Jonestown, there was 900 people.
Right.
But, like, I don't know, because weren't they, like, I don't know if there was any abuse. I've only heard about Waco a few times. I've only done a little research. And I don't know if it was, like, people were being abused, or I don't know if they were allowed to leave. I don't know, like, what the situation was. I don't know. Have you heard about, like, any other cult? Because it's crazy that I want to talk about Heaven's Gate. And I don't know, it's crazy that you haven't heard about Heaven's Gate. It's like the alien one.
Oh, no.
Really?
Yeah.
It's a really popular one. Okay, so Heaven's Gate. So Jesus, did you know, was a gay man from Texas?
I did not know.
People thought that Jesus was a gay man from Texas.
I also believe that.
Yeah.
I mean, like, I didn't know, but, like, in my heart, I feel like I've always known.
Texas is, well, not
gay.
warm and gay. And Jesus would go on holiday there.
Yeah.
I mean, or be born there. I don't know. But, so, Heaven's Gate became a thing. It was a cult, a religious cult, which kind of mixed Christianity, sci-fi, and, like, a new age kind of thing. So Marshall was the guy, Marshall Applewhite. He was, like, the main person. And there was also Bonnie Nettle. They met. They kind of exchanged ideas. They both came from religious backgrounds. Marshall, they were kind of like Pinky and the Brain. So Bonnie had, like, all of the ideas. Marshall was charismatic.
Mm-hmm. Bonnie and Clyde, if you will.
That's what I was thinking. I keep thinking about that. But, yeah, Marshall was, like, super charismatic, would be talking to the people. So...
That's a common trait in cult leaders.
Yeah. They're always...
Charisma,
yeah. So Marshall, he was married and had kids. Yeah, with a woman. And... with a woman.
Gotta
had
specify.
kids with a woman, just in case. It was, I don't remember when exactly, but I know this. They met in, I think it was 1979. He was kind of struggling. He had, like, several degrees. He was a minister, and then he started teaching. I think it was music at a college. And then he ended up having an affair with a male student, which was not good. So, like, I think it was a little bit after his wife was like, okay, no.
Right.
And then after that, I think there's different, like, I don't know, I've tried to do research on how Bonnie and Marshall actually met, and there's, like, several different things.
So it's not really known.
Yeah, I think they met, I think the most common one was they met at a hospital. It was, one of them was, he was at a psychiatric hospital, and she was a nurse there. But another thing said that, like, she was a nurse at a regular hospital, he was bringing someone in. But that's how they met. She was also married and had kids, but she was, like, I guess there were issues. She was, like, convinced on, like, communicating with the dead and doing all of this
Like
stuff.
necromancing.
I don't even know. It was causing problems. So then, yeah, they kind of exchanged ideas. I guess, like, her husband didn't even divorce her, though. They ended up going on the run. I don't even think they left Texas. But they were just driving around, kind of dining and dashing, like, selling their blood for money. They were really poor. And then they started, I don't remember how, like, it started exactly, but they started doing, like, they would have, like, presentations that they would do, like, people would come see them, and then they would hand out these flyers that were, it kind of, like, was, like, you had to fill it out. It was like you were, like, signing up to join the cult. It was, like, an application, kind of.
Okay.
And then, since it, like, it kind of had, like, those Christian, I don't know, like, because it was sci-fi, but people didn't really, like, it was more like the Christians were going there and, like, listening to them. And he, you know, like, when someone's super charismatic, you're like, oh, I need to listen to them. Like it's
It
hard.
pulls you in.
It's like a trance.
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, like, I don't know, more people were added, and then they were kind of broke, but to be involved in it, like, I guess you had to, like, pay a fee. So then they ended up buying, I think it was, like, like a hotel or something. They ended up buying this big building, and then there, like, became rules. So one of them, so it was basically, the ideas were basically, like, you were living in a shell, like, your body was a shell, and Earth was, like, to be recycled. So you had to, like, move on, die. I think at first it was, like, there was gonna be this, like, big, oh my god, like, UFO basically would come, and you had to be, like, what is it called?
Like, taken by it.
Yeah.
Beamed up.
Beamed up. And then it, like, went on to say that you ended up having to actually, like, leave your body because it was just a shell. It was an empty shell. And I know, like
astral projecting almost.
Yeah, I don't even know. Like, you had to die.
So your soul had to leave your body, and then you would be literally a carcass.
You'd be beamed up afterwards. So at first it was
so your consciousness would be taken by the aliens.
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So and then your salvation would come from, like, the Spalene.
The Spalene. Who is that?
Alien spacecraft. Which is, like,
Spalene craft.
Spalene.
That's what it was called.
I don't know. So it's, I mean, kind of crazy.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Okay. So once they have, like, gathered all of these people and followers, I think in between that, them, like, starting and then the huge, like, the mass suicide, Bonnie had cancer, and she had to have, like, her eye removed, and I don't think she, like, believed the doctor, which is weird because she was a nurse. And I don't know, she ended up dying, and that was, like, in the 80s, and this mass suicide happened in 97.
Wow.
So there's, like, I don't know, it's crazy, but yeah, I don't know, because I don't want to get too into it because it's going to be really long. Also, I can't think because I'm being recorded, but yeah, so I don't know, to be in this cult, you couldn't have sex, you couldn't do anything you actually wanted to do. It was, like, a waste of time. You had to be free from distractions, indulgences, and attachments. And people were also involved, like, the men, in, I can't even talk, castration. So, like, I can't even talk, I'm so nervous. But yeah, they were involved in, they had to, like, literally,
cut their jangalang off.
Just to not be distracted. And
that's crazy.
Yeah. So, but they all had, like, shared
Free
living
Willy.
spaces. Yeah. Free Willy gone. Yeah, Free Willy. Free Willy. I don't know. But, oh, yeah. So I think there was this comet in 1997, and that's why it happened in 1997. It was ooh, see, I'm reading notes. I'm cheating.
That's okay. I read my whole script.
Yeah. It was a comet. Everyone in the 90s. This whole thing was, like, also recorded. It was big in the media. It was, I can't remember what comet it was.
Want me to look it up?
It was, the Hale-Bopp. The Hale-Bopp comet, which is crazy. Hale-Bopp comet.
Wow. It was visible to the naked eye for 18 months.
In
Look at
1997?
Yeah.
Okay, so that comet, they were like, oh, there's aliens. There's alien spacecraft traveling right behind it.
I mean, yeah, and yeah, I could see that.
So, I guess...
It was right behind the pyramid, too. So, I mean, I'm with the cult at this point.
Yeah. So, when that happened, they were like, okay, we need to obviously do something about this. Like, they're coming. If we don't do something, we're going to miss our opportunity to, ascend.
Okay.
So they all committed suicide, but to when they were committing suicide, they ordered like it was like these purple, I don't even know, these purple outfits and these like specific Nikes. So everyone had those, and I don't remember how they committed suicide. It was like alcohol. I mean, yeah, like vodka mixed with applesauce mixed with some sort of drug that killed them. But I think there were, so at first, so I'm all over the place. I'm stuttering. I don't know.
It was. Oh, okay. Go
What?
ahead. I don't know if you're gonna say this or not.
What?
That he suffered from heart disease, and it may have hastened his death after he took a deadly mix of drugs and alcohol.
I didn't know that. Yeah, I just know, like, I don't know. So at first, like, in the beginning, there were, I think they had up to, like, 200 people that were, like, in that kind of cult.
Mm-hmm.
And then people dropped off. And then it was, like, 37 or 39 people, somewhere around there, that eventually, like, committed the suicide. I don't know, I guess it was, like, the second biggest mass suicide, or the first big mass suicide since Jonestown or something, which is crazy, because Jonestown had, like, 900 people.
Yeah.
And they had, in the 30s. So that's good. It's just crazy.
Reminds me of the 100. Like the very last episode of the 100, where they ended up finding out that, like, they have to, like, transcend, and, like, they have to, like, weigh the scale of, like, good and bad, and if they fail, they cease to exist forever.
Yeah.
And if they pass, they get to move on to eternal life. That's kind of how it feels.
Yeah, it's a little weird. It reminds me of that too.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's really weird. But yeah, so I guess, like, one of the former members went to the police and, like, told them everything that was happening. And I don't know, that's how the police found them. They were all dead, wearing their, like, it was like purple tracksuits or something with Nikes. And I think even, like, the Nikes, like, they stopped selling them because of that. But I guess it was, like, a big thing it was a big thing in the 90s.
Heaven's Gate.
Yeah, it was, like, all over the media. I don't know. Sorry, I was really bad at explaining that whole thing. I was really nervous.
Really
and
was
I was, like,
drawn into that.
Maybe I was unprepared.
No,
I just feel like I was back and forth because I'm not used to doing this.
It's also hard. I feel like when you're watching someone like Bailey Sarian or something, they have notes offside.
Yeah.
You know,
and they look perfect, and you can see them, like, editing, and we're kind of, like, continuously recording.
Right.
Of course, we, like, stop if we need to, but, like, we're not at that advanced.
So get this. The Heaven's Gate case remains the largest mass suicide in U.S. history.
Oh, yeah, because Jonestown was in Africa. They moved.
So it still is the biggest mass suicide. It was 39 people yeah.
Oh,
wow.
but also you can find, like, the initiation videos on YouTube.
Really?
Like, oh my God, pull it up.
Go look
so
that
crazy.
up.
It's so crazy. Yeah, you can see him, and he's terrifying. He's terrifying.
We're going to talk.
It's so scary. It's so scary.
Ew. Okay, he looks like a demon.
Talk to you about the most urgent thing that is on our mind, and what we suspect is the most urgent thing on the minds of those who will connect with us. We'll title this tape Planet Earth.
It looks so AI'd.
Yeah, but you understand that it's like it's like sci-fi Christianity. They had, like, their own thing going on.
There were VHS tapes. There's
Got serious about it.
Oh, I see it. This is the actual. Wow. That's crazy. Crazy stuff.
We talked about all of it.
Yeah.
And the gays. Gay Jesus.
Gay Jesus. God is a woman.
Yeah.
And that's that, I suppose.
So I think next time I will be more prepared. I will make bullet points. It'll be better. And I don't know what we're talking about next week.
Well, I'm going to do that true crime thing, and the rest will be a surprise because we don't know ourselves.
Yeah. But also, it's more fun.
It is.
Just wing it. And yeah.
Yeah, we could play some games next week, do something like that fun.
Yeah. I don't know.
Okay.
We'll figure it out.
Yes.
But thank you for, to our 2 followers.
7.
Mom and Dad.
7 of them.
Yeah.
Thank you for the views and the support on the
Yeah.
last video. It was super nice
Thanks
of you.
for being nice, because it was kind of like crazy.
It was
And
bad.
everyone was coming in, being nice, like, oh no, it's so cool. And I don't know, everyone was being really positive.
Yeah.
And I was like, shit, like people are gonna say some shit to me, but everyone was really nice about it.
Yes.
And we're just doing this for fun. We're not doing it to like, gain anything from it.
Yeah.
We're just doing it. So, yeah, I don't know. Thanks for being nice. And
Yes.
yeah, I don't know. All right.
We'll see you next week.
Yeah, I don't know when. Maybe on Friday.
Maybe we'll see.
Yeah. All right.
All right. Have a good
Bye.
night. Bye.